Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to That Kind of Nerds podcast, a weekly show that tells you what is going on in the nerdy world. I am CJ Mellon, joined, of course, by Josh Burns and Brian Thornton.
What up?
You're an asshole.
Why? Why am I an asshole?
I promised you I would call you an asshole.
Oh, okay.
So there it is.
All right, that feels good. It feels like we're starting the show off the right way.
I feel you.
If this is your first show, I highly recommend you go to intro.thatkindofnerd.com, learn a little bit about us, a little bit about the show, and then you can go ahead and dive headfirst into this episode.
Nah, I don't think so. They should listen to episode 131.
That is top 5 movies of 2017 and the Last Jedi spoiler cast. That's
fantastic.
That doesn't really age well, does it?
I still enjoy The Last Jedi.
It also includes the blockbuster for January of 2018. Yeah. I don't know about that.
I don't even remember what came out that month.
It also has the fan question of, what about a Fox Disney merger? So
that's happening.
That's okay, maybe it is timely. All right. Give that a listen. Well, since it is a new month, Brian, of course, as we know, locked himself into a room and then just decided to buckle down and tell you what movies are coming out for the month of October. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Blockbuster. But guess what, Brian? Remember, this is you.
Oh, I take care of this. Yes.
Every month, Brian.
Yes, I do this.
There's only one thing you're in charge of.
This is my thing. This is my turn to talk, CJ. My turn.
Go ahead.
My turn to talk. Shut up. This Friday is October 5th, dear listener. There are 2 movies coming out October 5th, one which we do care about, and one of which we are very worried about.
I'm curious which movies fall into
yes, CJ's going to be opposites here.
I don't care what CJ thinks. I want to talk about A Star Is Born first, because I do think it's going to be very good.
Yes.
And I am looking forward to it.
Yes.
Starring Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
Love Bradley Cooper. As soon as I saw Lady Gaga, I was like, oh, I'm out. All right, great. Nope, no
dude, she's an amazing voice. She has a hauntingly amazing voice.
And no thanks, we've already got one. And no thanks, we've already got the other one. We're good. I don't think we need more A Star Is Born. No, thank you.
I beg to differ.
Listen,
you know why?
I'm not a Barbra Streisand fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I think she would have done a good enough job that we didn't need to remake this movie.
No, I mean, there's plenty of remakes that we did a good enough job on the first time.
Absolutely. This shouldn't be one of those. Do your own movie. Don't make this movie again.
What if they just called it Lady Gaga, but not weird, the movie? Would you see it then?
No, because Lady Gaga.
What is your deal with Lady Gaga? Why do
Lady Gaga?
Do you understand? I wonder, Brian. Maybe. I think I'm not. CJ, do you understand what actors do?
Yes, I do.
Are you sure?
I do.
We have had this conversation before. I can confirm he knows what they do.
I have paperwork and a lot of debt surrounding my knowledge of what actors do.
It seems to me like Lady Gaga, the actress, probably not the same as the stage performer.
Yeah. 100% accurate.
So what is your problem with Lady Gaga is
all
my question.
Lady Gaga.
She's super talented, dude.
Absolutely. Yep.
But you don't think that talent would be portrayed in a movie such as this?
No, it's like supporting Larry the Cable Guy. Larry the Cable Guy is an act, right? And it's not who he really is. So I'm not going to buy any of his products. I'm not going to support his comedy routine.
I'm pretty sure that's who Larry the Cable Guy actually is.
Oh, no, sir. I will include a link into the show notes to the real Larry the Cable Guy. Will blow your mind.
No, I'm good.
Anyway,
I'm good.
You two can gush about this movie. I have zero interest.
I'm not gushing. I'm just saying it looks good. I'll go see it. But I am contractually obligated to see this other movie first, which is Venom, starring Tom Hardy. We've talked about it ad nauseum. We already know that I'm concerned about this movie. Do you have anything else to add to this?
It is movie? He says with a question mark.
Moving on. So October 12th, we have 3 movies coming out. We have Goosebumps Haunted Halloween, which is the Goosebumps movie without Jack Black. No, thank you. Anything else?
Nope.
Wonderful. We have First Man, which is the story of the first man on the moon, starring Ryan Gosling, if I am looking at that correctly.
Ryan Gosling, great. I still don't. I'm not.
Oh,
yeah, it's
really?
a Netflix movie.
This looks really good.
Nah, maybe if I have time one day.
This is like one of the only movies this month I'm like, I will see this on a theater on opening weekend.
No, I'm actually very much into Bad Times at the El Royale.
Hell
I
yeah.
actually really do want to see this.
Chalk another. It's
awesome.
another Hemsworth appearance that lends credence to his stardom.
Yeah, Hemsworth appearance amongst 20 other actors.
John Hamm's in it too.
Yeah, that's great.
Can you answer me a question? Because I'm Jenny was looking at that trailer. She's like, "Oh, I kind of want to see it because Chris Hemsworth," and I'm like, honey, this is going to be a weird movie. It's by the director of A Cabin in the Woods, right? And if I understand A Cabin in the Woods correctly, I haven't seen it, but I've heard great things.
You've never seen A Cabin in the Woods?
This seems like The Hateful Eight. It just seems like The Hateful Eight. It starts off
one way and then takes a really cool twist and becomes a completely different movie.
Yes.
Do you think that most people are down for that? Or is this are some people going to come in expecting one thing and then when the twist happens,
this genre of movie is very, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a perfect early fall movie. I think it's a great date night. Like it's a cool movie.
That's my question. Do you think
this is date night right here?
Yeah, date night material all day.
Oh, I'm doing it. Dating it up, Josh. We could double date night.
We should double date night?
We should absolutely double date night this movie.
I
don't give a shit whatever CJ's question is. I think this movie's going to be fantastic.
I'm asking, do you think my wife...
Double date night!
All right, fine, whatever.
The Bernstons and Brian and his lady friend.
We're not invited? Gonna cut the melons out of this all entirely?
You're so freaking cheap. You're not going to pay for a ticket for your wife to go see this movie.
She has A-list.
You're not going to pay for a sitter for your kids for this movie?
We don't need a sitter. We have my mother-in-law. It's free.
Fine, triple date night. Let's do it.
I didn't approve that.
All right. October 19th has Halloween, the brand new Halloween starring Jamie Lee Curtis and the original Michael Myers, who's an actor name I don't remember. I'm sorry.
All right.
Listen, I've never been a huge slasher movie fan. I respect Halloween for what it is and what it does, and I'll go see it. If somebody were to come up to me and say, "Hey, you want to see a movie?" I'm never going to say no. And if that movie happens to be Halloween, I'll go see it. But other than that, I have nothing else to say about this.
This is one of those franchises that I really, really, really love.
Really? I would not peg this for a Josh Burns movie.
Well, so obviously it's in the same vein as all those cheesy 80s horror movies, right? The Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right.
All sort of the same, right? Slasher flick, pop appeal, that kind of stuff. But Rob Zombie's Halloween was so good as a film.
Sure.
That I will watch this of this.
But this is John Carpenter again.
This has jump scares. How do you
look? I'm telling you,
are you just not allowed to sit next to anybody?
If it's not if it's anything like Rob Zombie's Halloween, I will enjoy it. If it's not, I won't.
I don't think I think it'll be more like John Carpenter's original Halloween.
Yeah, okay. I think that's
all right. Well,
especially
that's cool.
Since I'm pretty sure John Carpenter is directing this one too.
Is he really? Well, then it's probably worth a watch. I mean,
and also you clearly did not see Rob Zombie's sequel to Halloween because that was trash.
What was the sequel?
H2. It was trash.
No, I didn't.
I am not a fan of this genre. I won't be seeing Halloween. I'm not gonna go see it in the theater. That's insane. No, I don't think I'll even Netflix it or anything. I'll never see this movie.
Yeah, I'll probably see
Great, so we have two movies that CJ does not want to see. This is gonna be great.
Oh God.
Speaking of movies CJ doesn't want to see, October 26th, Hunter Killer comes out, starring Gerard Butler,
my God,
and Linda Cardellini.
All right, I'm in the theater to see Peppermint because you, the fine patrons, made us see that movie. And when that trailer comes on, I'm like, oh dear God, this is the movie everyone.
I warned you about that trailer.
I know. And you know what? It's. I keep forgetting about this movie, and I'm like, oh, Hunter Killer, Gerard Butler. I'm kind of down for that. And then you see the trailer, like, oh, right, this movie looks terrible with Gary Oldman, which it shouldn't be terrible. But every time I see it, it's like the silence from Doctor Who, right? You're like, oh, great. And then as soon as you stop looking at it, you completely forget it exists.
All about it, yeah.
And then it shows up again, and you're like, oh my gosh. And then it disappears, and you just completely forget about it. And that's what I'm having with this movie. So, if this is the movie that people choose for us to see, I'm going to be like, hey, we're going to see Hunter Kill. Oh, wait, I hate that movie. No.
The last movie to come out in October is also on October 26th is Johnny English Strikes Again, the sequel to a 10-year-old movie with Rowan Atkinson. And I I put it on here because I know my dad will love it, but he's going to also text us angrily because I have no desire to see this
Is this
movie.
the same like Mr. Bean thing where he doesn't talk and he's just an awkward
But he's like a
situation?
secret
No,
agent.
he talks. It's a spy spoof.
Yeah, but he's still a goofy bastard.
Yeah, he's Rowan Atkinson.
Right, he's Rowan
Yeah,
Atkinson. And
no
I
thanks.
love Rowan Atkinson. I especially love Mr. Bean. Maybe I'll give this a watch on Netflix type thing. I'm not going to buy it ever.
Oh no.
So,
I will not see this movie either. There's only a few movies this month that I'm like, oh yeah, I'll see it.
So CJ, it's just A Star Is Born.
So
And then
hold on.
Everything else is sort of second tier for you.
No. Brian, please explain to the good people the deal that we have going on with Patreon.
So as you gentlemen were alluding to earlier, we do have a special gift for our Patreon subscribers who subscribe to our $10 tier or more. Essentially, out of this Blockbuster, I choose 4 random movies. One of them is usually one that we all want to see. The rest are usually one of us do not want to see with a severe passion. And you usually pick the one that we don't want to see. So I thank you for that. But this month, we're going to see one of these movies. We're going to record a special spoiler cast for those Patreon subscribers. And the 4 movies you get to vote for are A Star Is Born, Bad Times at the El Royale, Hunter Killer, or Halloween. So have at it.
Hold on. I know exactly what the strategy is going to be coming from you two here. I want to make a declaration for said patrons on Patreon. If you spare me and make me just go see the terrible movie that will be Hunter Killer, it will be awful.
You're selecting. Wait. You're influencing a vote.
I
What is
promise
this?
you that I will see it.
I'm pretty sure I saw a
times.
House of Cards episode like this.
I will see it. I will see it 2 times.
Why'd you do it? It's coming back. I sent you the trailer.
I know.
Looks
Yeah.
great. And listen, don't corrupt our system
I promise
here.
to watch it twice rather than go
not-
see a
do
Star.
not-
Stop
Sully.
trying to buy the Curry favor with the
Yeah.
fans. Listen, fans.
You
Also,
did. No,
just myself
CJ,
here
you're
twice.
the third
You're welcome.
favorite anyway. There's me and Brian, 1A, 1B,
This is true.
one way or the other, doesn't matter, right? And then there's
We are
there's
interchangeable
then
on
there's
any given week.
then there's Ripley's gaping chasm,
Right.
Yes.
and then there's you.
I would say your order is completely off. It would go either you or Brian, right, for 1. Probably Papa Thornton for 2, TD for 3, Austin Winchester for 4, and then on some other list is me. I'm on some other BuzzFeed article that's telling you the 12 favorite celebrities who like pistachio pudding, and it's like, oh, also CJ Mills on that kind of nerd.
I got to tell you, pistachio pudding sounds delicious.
Right?
That's gross.
Please, I'll see Hunter Killer twice. I don't want to see A Star Is Born. Like,
Oh, please let us see A Star Is Born.
so, dear listeners, go.
You have 2 weeks.
You have 2 weeks. Go to
Make it happen.
patreon.com/thatkindofnerd. You may go ahead and vote for the movies. We will reveal the winner on air in 2 weeks' time. And that is the movie that we will have to see, and then we will do an exclusive episode for you. So, patreon.com/thatkindofnerd starts at the $10 tier. Vote. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to talk about the world of comics. See how it's affecting TV, see how it's affecting movies, but most of all, how it's affecting, well, looks like the CW and Brian. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Cape Talk.
Cape Talk.
So this year's CW DC superhero crossover has gotten a title of Elseworlds. And Brian,
Uh-huh.
I have obviously dumb comic brain where I don't know things, but I've heard this name before. Are there like implications? So what are your thoughts on like the implications of naming it Elseworld?
Elseworlds is a imprint through DC, which is pretty much just one shot what if stories that don't take place in the canonical DC universe.
Canonical. What a good word.
So I don't think there's any. I know you like that. I don't think there's any implications. I think this is just saying, hey, this is going to take place on another universe again. We have Supergirl on another Earth. Probably gonna travel to another Earth, like another Earth from the other Earth that they traveled to last time.
So we're saving a place that we're never gonna visit and come back to again, right? Is that kind of the thing? Now my spin-off
I
question
don't
to that
know.
is, well, if it's an Elseworld thing, does that mean that Batwoman is not going to be directly in the Arrowverse, kind of like Supergirl isn't?
CJ, I'm glad you asked that question, and it's a great question to ask Greg Berlanti, which I am not.
I was asking if that's your thought.
No, I don't know.
I thought you wrote your letter to Warner Brothers and you got your job.
I
you get
did,
your job?
and I have not gotten a response yet. I'm very upset.
Ridiculous. But what we confirmed about this is that Batwoman will be in this crossover and that she will be getting her own show. I'm excited. This is the one event that I watch a lot. Again, I've not seen anything to deal with Legends in this, so it's just really Flash, Arrow, Supergirl. That's it.
Indeed.
Which I'm happy about. Means I don't have to catch up with Legends.
Legends is good. Legends is fun.
It's all right. I mean,
it's fun.
I ain't nobody got time for it.
It's right.
I have time for it.
It is probably the least of all of those shows.
I want to hear about what you have time for, Brian.
No, Black Lightning's the least of all their shows.
No, that's very true.
I don't even count that as a show. And also, CJ's right. You don't get to say about time. You have so many things to watch that you're just not even trying.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
But you're not trying. All you have to do is take an hour. Take an hour a day. An hour a day. So
I am
angry.
almost done with Lois and Clark. Don't worry.
So what? Although if we can for a moment revisit DC Universe this week, between watching Maniac and Chuck, I squeezed in a couple things. I watched Gotham by Gaslight, which
what'd you think?
It was so good. Like,
really good, right?
Like the twist was unbelievable.
Yeah,
it was really, 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 really well made. It was so good. Gotham by Gaslight, heavy recommend. I watched Assault on Arkham again because it was that good. Oh, and I watched Bad Blood.
Oh, what'd you think of Bad Blood?
Also very good.
Very well done.
It's a weird, like the dynamic between Drake and Nightwing is a little weird.
Yeah,
but other than that,
that's a nice primer for Batwoman for you, though. She's featured heavily in that.
Yeah, so there's that, but then I'm looking at there's the Mystery of the Batwoman I still have to watch. There's Son of Batman, Batman versus Robin. There's still a lot more.
Yeah.
and Batman Ninja, I haven't watched that yet. I'm like,
yes.
I have like a couple more weeks of like really fulfilling DC Universe streaming before I even like revisit any of the movies. This is
I want
really,
you
really
to
good.
I want you to pop in there today because what I noticed today is they have little character vignettes for all the Titans characters.
Yeah.
So they got like Robin,
intro to all
Starfire,
those?
Raven, and
All right,
Beast
I'll
Boy.
do that after the show. That's cool.
It's pretty cool. They're just little 2-minute shorts, but you're like, oh, I can't wait for this show.
It gives you like, and I know the characters, but does it give me a sense of what's coming, or is it just like, popcorn bullshit?
It's more so popcorn. I noticed a couple things, but it's more popcorn than anything.
Okay, I'll check it out.
But check them out. It literally will take you 7 minutes of your time.
There's our weekly DC Universe nerd out. It's so good. It's so good. Everyone should subscribe.
Continuing our DC news, Birds of Prey, the Margot Robbie Harley Quinn spin-off movie, I guess. Best way to kind of phrase it.
Fine, gimme.
Has got a release date of February 7th of 2020. We also have some casting news that they have officially cast the Black Canary and Huntress for this movie, starring... We gotta pull them up to know which one's which.
Janelle Monáe is in the running to play Black Canary.
So Mary Elizabeth Winstead, she has been cast as the Huntress.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Huntress, that's up on point. I'm super stoked for that. And she can do some of the physical stuff, too.
And we know her from 10 Cloverfield Lane, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Death Proof.
And Journey Smolt Bell. I totally butchered that name. She's from True Blood and an upcoming show called Lovecraft Country.
Ooh, Lovecraft.
She will be playing the Black Canary. So this is good. I'm not too familiar with the actress who will be playing the Black Canary, but
who cares?
Huge fan of Mary.
Who cares? Harley Quinn movie.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
It's not a Harley Quinn movie. It's a Gotham City Sirens movie.
Oh, yes.
/ Birds of Prey / Labradoodle.
Thanks for the Labradoodle. Otherwise,
you're welcome.
But John,
banana for scale.
Brian, so you just kind of made a point though that this isn't really a Birds of Prey, but it's also not really a Harley Quinn movie. What do you think this movie is going to be?
A mess.
Stop! Come on. It's gonna be
dude,
good. It's gonna be good.
We'll see.
Here's me and all my hopefulness. Margot Robbie, yay!
There's too much shit that they haven't done. That's my point.
Ramona's Infinite Playlist. Yay!
Listen. This is going to suffer from the same problem Suicide Squad suffered from, which is we don't have time to do any backstory on the characters or make you actually care about any of these characters. So we're just going to throw them in the shit and hope you like it.
Quoting
No,
Brian,
thank you.
Assault on Arkham is a better Suicide Squad movie than Suicide Squad.
It absolutely is. But my point is,
I
We'll
have
see.
to have hope.
We'll see.
I gotta.
you know what? You hold on to all that hope. You hold on to it. Take care of it. Keep her safe.
Take luck.
And you let me know what you think.
Okay.
I will wait for a trailer before I get excited at all.
All right. Well, you know what? Speaking of trailers, we've got a lot to talk about when it comes to that. But I do want to start off with one story that Fox will be bringing Deadpool to the theaters this Christmas. Yay! Wait, hold on. Excuse me, hold on. I'm just getting word right now. That is not a new Deadpool movie. No, it's not. It is actually a PG-13 cut of this year's Deadpool 2.
I guess for parents that wouldn't let their kids watch the R-rated version, this is pretty good.
This is stupid.
This is a really bad idea.
No,
This is a terrible idea.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm just
I know
saying
you're not.
Okay.
And this isn't like pure I mean, it is pure speculation right now.
the problem is Deadpool isn't Deadpool
Right.
if he's PG-13.
Right. Ryan Reynolds posted a picture on Instagram of, it basically looks like Princess Bride, you know, where he's Fred Savage sitting in the bed getting his story read to. Well, Deadpool is reading grown-up Fred Savage a bedtime story, which looks like it's him as the Juggernaut being ripped in half. And it's followed by Merry Christmas, Fred. So a PG-13 Deadpool 2. Thanks Disney. I don't know. No,
This has nothing
But we
to
have
do with Disney.
we do have a Deadpool 3 greenlit, right?
yes,
And that's better news than this.
Right. But so then here's the other news, right? We talked about some trailers. We got a trailer for X-Men Dark Phoenix. And before we even talk about that, it's already been moved. They've already pushed it back to
due to a PG-13 cut of a movie that they've already released once, which is why this is a terrible freaking idea.
Yeah. Well, I think they're also still reshooting that movie. I think they're still doing reshoots.
No, I'm pretty sure the reshoots are done.
Okay. I don't know about that. Because they bumped it
I'm
back
pretty sure.
to June 7th of 2019. I mean, they still may be fixing some things. And then
I got you.
Alita, the James Cameron weird
Robert
bug-eyed
Rodriguez movie, yeah.
Yeah, that got moved to February 14th,
which is when
2019,
Phoenix was supposed to come out.
Which is when Phoenix was supposed to come out, and they're saying for the Chinese New Year it'll coincide with that. So I think they're just going after the China market of that. So they moved everything around, and basically we're not going to see Dark Phoenix until 2019, and we're getting a Deadpool PG-13. I don't understand this.
It's a terrible idea. You can't push that X-Men movie back into June. It's not going to make any money. I thought releasing it in February was actually smart because that's the best chance it has.
Do we put on some tinfoil hats and hope that somewhere in the Disney headquarters they're hoping that it fails, so this way no one cares that they
It has
reboot
nothing. It doesn't matter whether it fails or not. Disney is going to reboot the X-Men regardless. This is their last go.
They're doing it again, and it's not going to have
Fox is pretty much
McAvoy.
saying
There's going to be a third timeline.
right. I think Fox is pretty much saying, listen, we ran this horse. We broke three of its legs.
Keep going with this horse analogy. You're in it.
We might as well just shoot the damn thing and just get it over with.
Then what do they do with the body?
Put the final nail in the coffin.
Wait, you don't put a horse
lower
in a
this
coffin.
horse into the ground.
They make it into glue.
You make it into glue. You don't put a horse in a coffin. What's the matter with you?
What are you going to do with the glue afterwards? There's nothing to do with the glue afterwards.
You give it to
The
school
X-Men.
children, and they paste things to their faces.
You glue the X-Men to the MCU. Duh.
But Fox isn't doing the gluing.
Who cares?
Fox is the one making the glue.
You've got glue. You got.
What are they supposed to do with the glue? Glue their sports network together? What are you doing?
Well, you don't put a horse in a coffin.
Yeah, I'll damn well put a horse in a coffin if I want to. It's my horse.
So let's talk a little bit about this. Let's talk a little bit about this X-Men trailer because Brian, I know you have feelings about it.
We both said the exact same thing about this trailer.
Okay. So, do you want me to say it? Should I say it?
You
want to
say
say
it.
it?
You say
yeah, I should say it.
you should say it.
Okay, I'm gonna say it.
You
All
say
right.
it.
All right. I'm gonna say it. This movie is legitimately shot for shot X-Men: The Last Stand.
Yep.
which is one of the worst X-Men movies of all time. So why the hell? Why the hell should I be invested in this movie?
I think what you said was, I've seen this movie before, and I said, wait, how's Wolverine going to kill her?
Because Hugh Jackman's not there, right? Yeah,
I have seen this movie before, and it was not good.
I have, and I watched the trailer, and I'm like, wait, okay, but he's saying the same thing. But he's saying the same thing. But he's saying the same. Why is McAvoy saying the same words as Patrick Stewart?
Right.
Why?
This was not a good trailer.
No.
I did read an article that
trash.
According to the director,
It's trash.
According to the director of this film, we've only seen 10% of this movie.
That's what a trailer is.
And most of it will actually be taking place in space.
I don't fucking believe you.
To which I said, that's exactly what you told me. And not you, I mean Hollywood you. It's exactly what you told me with the Jurassic Park trailer, which was you only
Jurassic
saw...
Park was supposed to take place in space?
No, you only saw 10% of the movie. No, we saw the movie in the trailer, and we saw all of Jeff Goldblum in the trailer. Like, we saw all of it. So no thank you.
I got really excited by dinosaurs in space for a second. Can there be
dinosaurs
dinosaurs in the Dark Phoenix movie?
That's what we need.
In space?
That's what we need.
That would be amazing.
All right, let's talk about...
That would ratchet this movie up to 11.
Let's continue in amazing talk, though. Let's actually salvage, right, some happiness out of the Cape Toss segment here. We got a trailer focusing on Kingpin for Daredevil Season 3.
Sure did.
And guys...
White suit!
White suit!
So exciting.
Vincent D'Onofrio for the Kingpin is the fucking best. I love Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin.
Absolutely. I have one issue with the suit. Kingpin's suit was a matte finish, not a glossy finish.
Oh, who cares?
Oh, no. I care. So he's got this crazy flash, glossy white suit, right? That, I mean, clearly it's very well made. It's, it's Kevlar. We know that. We know how he dresses. But that sort of quintessential, when you said white suit last week, I went back and I watched and I was excited. I saw this, very excited. And then it was like this super sheen, very glossy suit. And I went, that's not quite it, but it's not the end of the road here. There's still a chance that he puts on a proper white suit.
I thought I would have to say, all right there, true believer, calm down. He's still putting on a white suit. Just be happy with that. I'm sorry, it's not the finish you want.
Look, dude, he and I mean every Kingpin, every frame you ever saw, every panel was this brilliant white suit with a black shirt under it. Every panel. It wasn't glossy. That's my only thing. He looked fucking scary. He looked good. It looks like he's going to be the feature of the season and that Murdoch is going to have to sort of earn his way back in. Didn't it seem like that? Like he was really the feature of the trailer.
It seems like there's going to be a fight for the soul of Hell's Kitchen between the two of them. It's going to be
awesome.
Didn't Michael Clark Duncan wear a white suit when he was Kingpin?
Michael Clark Duncan did wear a white suit while smoking a cigar with his giant pimp cane.
He was a really good Kingpin.
He was. I actually don't mind that movie much as people.
Nor do I.
I don't think that movie's that bad.
All right. So check that out. It all looks fantastic, and I'm very curious. I want to turn it to you, listener. I want to know
that comes
how
out on what, October 17th or 27th? I'm just trying to get my shit aligned because we got Venom October 5th. We got the second season of Big
like
Mouth
the 19th
October 5th
or something. It's a few weeks away.
October 19th.
I'm sorry, what was the date, CJ?
October 19th.
What was the date that I said just a few seconds ago?
I don't know. Let's rewind it. Go to the tapes.
Yeah, it's like the 19th or something. It's a few weeks away.
Oh, look at that. Josh is right.
That's what we call an instant replay in the sports biz. Now, you see, what Josh did here was you see, when you have the line set up the way you do, and you see the hole where Josh said the 19th, and CJ's just oblivious. He doesn't see the opening the way you should see that opening. And when you have the football in your hand, you gotta throw the football. So, when you throw the football and people catch the football, you can run through the hole October 19th.
Omaha.
All right, well, now that we're done talking about the world of comics, let's talk about TV. Let's talk about the bigger TV. I don't know exactly what I normally say for this. It's a segment that
Let's
we
talk
call
about
Screen to
TV and
Screen.
movies and screens and screen to stream.
That was a segue, right?
Totally was a segue.
All right, we got a new trailer for Bumblebee, and I gotta say,
This looks like the best Transformer movie ever.
first off, Brian, did you hear what I heard? The
No.
sound. We got that sound. We got the one from like the animated series. We got the sound, which Michael Bay never gave us.
Yeah, I don't mind if we're not giving us that. I love the Transformers series with the exception of the last movie.
Oh, God.
But
No,
this,
that's not
this,
true.
ugh.
I can also abide by the racist robots or the last movie with Anthony Hopkins, who clearly just like, I don't want a script. And he just did his own thing. This looks really, really good. It's also a huge middle finger to, the whole Shia LaBeouf.
How'd they make Haley Steinfeld look so young?
I don't know, but they did.
Makeup.
Dude, she's
Much
not
best.
this young, right? She's
The
in her
movie
20s.
magic. She's like 21, I think.
Doesn't matter.
Anywho, I wasn't looking at Haley Steinfeld. I was looking at all the classic 80s Transformers.
We got Optimus
Frickin'
Prime in like the 80s, like...
Dude,
Yes.
I wasn't even looking at Optimus. I was looking at Bumblebee with the
Bumblebee
giant
too.
fucking tape deck on his
Yep.
chest. I was like, yes!
So good. And I'm curious about something. Do you think we're going to see a lot of Cybertron? Do you think this is like flashbacky thing and we're only going to get like maybe a minute or two of Cybertron?
I think we're only going to get a minute or two of Cybertron. A couple minutes.
Okay.
Seems like Optimus sends a voicemail.
Right.
I'm sure we'll flash back to what's going on
Sends a voicemail.
on said voicemail.
Hey Siri, send a message to Bumblebee.
That actually wasn't a bad Optimus.
Thank you. I
Well
appreciate
done.
it. All right, appreciate it.
All right.
I just watched it for the first time. It's really good.
It's really good trailer.
Really good trailer.
And here's the thing, though. It's also a really good trailer, and I'm really trying to temper my expectations, but at the same time,
Yep.
it was a really good trailer.
Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, look, Haley Steinfeld, not a small star.
No.
John Cena, not a small star.
Yeah, yes.
No, he's
No.
Come on, Brian.
No.
Sorry, I'm just poking the bear at this
You
point.
just hate
Yeah,
the scene.
come
I
on.
get it.
Right, and we've got other faces in there that we've seen before. So, like, yes, all the Transformer shit looks amazing, but it's got quite a bit of star power. I mean, the trailer looks so good.
It's a really good trailer. Do you know why it's a really good trailer and why it's a really good movie so far? Like that we can assume because Michael Bay doesn't have his fucking hands on it at all. It's
He's
fantastic.
producing it.
Yeah, that's just him saying in a meeting once, "Can you put more? You're not going to put more explosions." I said more Where are you going?
I'm going to rewind back to when we were talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sequel, and you were all like, "Oh, Michael Bay," and Michael Bay only produced that movie too.
All right, and then Josh, I'm curious how you feel about this trailer. We've got the final trailer for Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them: The Crimes of Grindelwald. I don't know if you can make that movie any longer. And we got a surprise character origin revealed to us that Nagini was not always just a snake. That it's a woman who can change into snakes. And
No.
whatnot. No?
Nagini, no. Nagini is a snake.
No,
They've been very clear that woman is Nagini.
that woman is Nagini. He called her
J.K. Rowling actually
Nagini.
confirmed
I
it.
understand that, but it's just a shapeshifter.
No.
You're telling me, you're saying that.
Shapeshifter is not the right thing. But I mean,
Listen, okay.
Okay.
Nagini was wearing an old woman suit the last time we saw him. In Godric's Hollow, Nagini took the form of an old woman that he had killed. That he's always been able to do that. I don't understand.
Nagini's a woman.
No, Nagini is a fucking snake.
This is fun watching this.
Okay, the last time we saw Nagini, right? The
Okay.
last time we saw Nagini. The last time we saw
before the
Nagini,
battle, before the second Wizarding War, before the Battle of Hogwarts.
yes,
Harry and Hermione, both in the book and in the movie, go to Godric's Hollow.
yes,
Okay. Harry is standing at the grave of his parents. Now, in the book, Harry and Hermione were disguised, and in the
Correct.
movie, they weren't. It's whatever.
right.
And there's that old woman. And Hermione says in the movie something like, I think that's Bathilda Batshot or whatever her name.
But yeah.
So they follow the woman into the house, right? And the woman is just sort of gesturing, not saying anything. When she and Harry are alone, the woman speaks in parcel tongue, right? Asks Harry to go get something, do something, whatever. He turns his back. and all of a sudden the woman is a snake because the actual Bathilda is, in a different room of the house that is infested with flies because she's been there fucking forever.
Oh, she's been dead. Yeah.
A scene in the movie. That Nagini is a snake that can take the form of a human. I don't see how you're saying Nagini was a woman. It's a snake. The snake has always been able to take the form of a human.
The J.K. Rowling came out and explained this, right? She said she's been keeping this for 20 years.
So it's a new development.
Yes,
fair enough.
Does she I don't know how the actual term for it, but that is it is a curse. It is a curse that is passed from daughter to daughter, that a woman can, on cue, right, whenever she wants to, transform into a snake. However, the more she does it and the older she gets, the more out of her control it becomes, to the point then that you are stuck as the snake. But you are this woman. You're not a shapeshifter. You are this person.
One way or another, we are talking about a snake that is also a Horcrux. In the end,
yes.
At the end of her life, whatever.
Yes.
I don't care how it started.
Okay.
I'm interested to watch. Obviously, this movie is fascinating, and it's Wizarding World, and that's all I care about.
All right. A lot of people, my wife included, were freaking out that we're figuring out that Nagini wasn't just a snake the whole time. I guess they never picked up on the detail that you did, Josh. So kudos, you're super observant for that. And we're just flabbergasted by this. And J.K. Rowling went on Twitter to defend the fact that she's been kicking this around for 20 years and kind of explain it a little bit, which is pretty awesome. Other than that, the trailer looks really good. I mean, yep. I'm down for this. Johnny Depp's role looks actually really, really interesting, and apparently Newt has a brother that I guess we were supposed to know that he had a brother, but he has a brother, and he's kind of evil, which is kind of cool. And Ezra Miller is unfortunately still in this movie, so got that going for him.
Why is that bad? He wasn't bad in the first one. What's the problem?
I didn't like him in the first one. So another good movie news: Kingsman 3 got a release date of 2019.
Was there any doubt that there would be a Kingsman 3?
They need to do 10 more of these.
There was some doubt just based on some of the reception for it, and I don't give a shit. Keep making these movies until I die.
They're so good. They're so good.
November 8th, 2019. The gang's all back. We don't have any new casting news is to see if anyone else is in there, but we do know that Taker Egerton, Colin Firth, Mark Strong, they're all returning.
Wait, Mark Strong?
Yes, Mark Strong will return.
Yeah, Mark Strong at the end of the second one became Arthur, didn't he?
No, Mark Strong is Merlin. I texted you guys yesterday that I can't hear John Denver without thinking about Mark Strong and being sad about Merlin.
Yes, I don't know how. I mean, listen, Kingsman has already.
Well, Galahad came back, so
yeah. I was just about to say the fact that we bring back Colin Firth from being shot in the head and he's
you think
cool
they
at that?
Just used some sort of alpha gel to piece together the guy that was standing on top of a landmine?
Maybe it wasn't him.
Maybe this new one is his twin brother. Merlin Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
You went total beer fest right there. That's what happened.
Is Channing Tatum going to be in this one?
I hope so.
I don't.
That was a big bait and switch,
good, Brian.
and I was pissed about that.
No.
So good. The only thing I'm really missing is a movie with Channing Tatum and John Cena. If I can get that to happen.
Don't be careful. Don't say that out loud. Otherwise, he's going to be in Gambit, and that's what's going to happen.
Gross.
I need all this to happen.
No, I don't want John Cena.
Also, I watched Blockers. It was very good.
It was good.
I don't believe you.
Good.
No one believes
good.
you. No.
Oh yeah.
How much are they paying you to say that? That's the only way that's happening.
Nobody's paying me anything.
Look
at this. Look at this face. Is this the face of a bribe taker? No. This is the face of integrity.
That beard is filled with integrity. And or maybe money. So maybe it is the face of a bribe taker.
Because they stuff the bribes into my beard?
In the beard.
It.
You know, instead of putting it in your cleavage and saying,
I'm sorry, what's
here
the
you go, honey, buy your cleavage.
Cleavage?
It's actually right next to Cleveland.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's like the sister city.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna stop with my comment now because I screwed up. This is what drinking beer gets me.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, I always want you to try to get the most that you can out of your Amazon Prime experience. So every once in a while, when something pops up on my radar, I decide to go ahead and grab my machete and explore the Amazon and tell you all about what you can get with your Prime subscription. And this week is actually kind of cool. Amazon is opening a new store that will only sell products with a 4-star rating and above. It's going to be a little store in Soho, so, get yourself to New York. But it looks really kind of cool and interesting.
If you've ever spent any time shopping in Soho, it's like it's uber boutique-y and like sundressy and like mimosas and brunches.
Brunch.
It is, if you get up there, it's going to be kind of cool, right? But it's going to be boutique-y, and there's going to be someone there who could help you but doesn't want to. You sort of have to forage for your own deals in there. And then when you bring it up to the counter, they're super aloof.
I'm way more interested in the Amazon store that only sells items with 1-star rating.
So
I would go to that store in a heartbeat.
This store will have new and trending items based on bestsellers' overall scores on Amazon. You will, of course, have a lot of Amazon hardware, but there's plenty of other third-party stuff there.
There's just going to be people, CJ, just going to people in there going, oh, my friend read this. It's so fetch. And that's going to be everyone who's in there.
Well, what's interesting about this, too, Josh, is that if you go in there and you do not have Amazon Prime, because you can't shop in this without Amazon Prime, you are going to pay a different price than people who have Prime. So
and
they're
be
also
shamed until
they're going to
leave.
shame you until you sign up for Prime, which they can do right there in the store,
or
sign
leave.
You up for Prime, and then that way you get signed up for it.
Under threat of castration.
Apparently, though, this is not a completely weird one-off situation for Amazon. They already actually have a couple, so more than one, a couple Amazon bookstores in Manhattan. So you can actually go and physically buy a book from Amazon in Manhattan.
That's very cyclical.
Just kind of, yeah, right? But here's the thing. It's one of those things where Amazon has killed a lot of
cycle of
I was actually giggling in anticipation of his Elton John.
You know what? They probably put them up where old Barnes and Nobles or Fox Books used to be.
No, dude, they're way smaller.
Amazon used to sell books.
They're in spots where halal got closed for health violations. They're small spots.
Get your Prime membership. Get your Prime membership. I'm a genius. I'm a lyrical genius.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, it is my hobby to go around the internet to find the weird, to find the obscure, and then I ask these two fine gentlemen for a tech perspective. All right, I'm in the clear. All right. A couple of weeks, I just want to talk about.
Oh, that's gross.
That's really it was phlegmy.
I got mouth noise issues.
Are we good? Tech perspective. Is that how long it used to take to connect to the internet? Was it really that long?
And that was attempt 1 of 9. Hang on.
That's true. No, we don't need another one.
Wait. You know what? Here's a funny story about that. I'm sure I've told it before, but it's probably 100 episodes ago, so I'm going to tell it again. When Laura and I lived in our first apartment, it was like a little 1-bedroom. She had it before I moved in type place. My brother-in-law is crashing in the living room. We had a split weird cable internet thing where it was high-speed download, but modem upload.
Ooh.
Oh, it was very strange. RCN or Service Electric, I'm not sure which. Anyway, I come out middle of the night to use the restroom, and my brother-in-law is sleeping in the living room, making the modem noise in his sleep. Because it's continuously, it does it all night long. The modem just keeps, so he's mimicking the noise being made by the modem in his sleep, and is now actually married to Ellen, who listens to the show. So she can listen to this and be overjoyed. He doesn't listen, but would be super embarrassed either way that I'm outing his shit for making a modem noise in his sleep.
I don't know how I feel about this next topic. Sony is launching a PlayStation Classic console this December that is preloaded with 20 games. To
Word.
which I say, we're all usually really excited. I have no connection to PlayStation 1 at all,
I do.
so this means nothing
Oh
to me.
man, I did. I really did. Especially games like Tekken and
Here's the problem.
And Metal Gear was great on PlayStation.
Yes, agreed. Here's the problem. Sorry to ruin your dreams and poo-poo all over them, Josh.
Poo-poo!
The reason the Nintendo ones work is because Nintendo owns all their software. Sony does not. Sony does not make a ton of games under its own label. So I don't know what kind of games will be on here, but probably not good ones.
The only titles that they have confirmed right now are Jumping Flash and Wild Arms.
I don't know what either of those things are.
I know what Wild Arms is.
I don't know what they are. But, Brian, unlike other mini consoles, this one comes with not one, but 2 controllers.
Great. So I can not play with 2 people. Awesome. Here's the thing.
Games,
like if they,
I would see, the problem is I would want Gran Turismo. Like that's, you know what I mean?
that's great, but that's not
What was the one where
owned
like
by
there was
Sony.
a clown car that like shot at people and stuff?
That's Twisted Metal,
Twisted
not owned by Sony.
No, he's talking about Crazy Taxi.
No, he's talking about Twisted Metal.
Oh, the clown car is Twisted Metal. Yeah.
All of Sony's amazing games are done by a third party. So unless they're paying for the rights to get these games again, it's.
I saw something that looked like Tekken, but I can't
I
be
think
sure.
one of the early Tekkens might be on there. Not any of the good ones.
That
maybe
Tekken
the
3
first
was
one.
amazing. I'll take Tekken 3.
Is it Tekken 3 that's on there?
I can't tell. They didn't list it. They've been very cagey about like what's actually on this,
Which is what worries me.
and in the video and in the video for it, I can't figure it out.
Final Fantasy VII, Tekken 3, and Ridge Racer Type 4.
Oh, okay.
Right, but the problem is if those are the only 3 games that are on there, that's not worth $100 to me.
Absolutely not.
No. It's $100. It will be out, like we said, in December. I don't know. These little consoles are really great, and I get very excited, but I never buy them, and I should.
I have them.
I regret not buying the NES Classic or the SNES
I got it.
Yeah, I regret not buying either of those, and you can't find them anywhere.
That's
I actually saw SNES classes at Target not too long ago.
Alrighty. Now, wrapping up this week's episode is our news segment with the question of the week. You can go to patreon.com/thatkindofnerd, and every week I will post a question. I usually post it on Thursdays, but this week I think I went a little early, so just be on the lookout. Normally, content on Patreon costs money. However, you can get access to this question and answer it for free, which is a great price. So check out patreon.com/thatkindofnerd and answer the question. This week is, what was the worst movie you've seen in the last 5 years, and what makes it terrible for you?
Easy.
Easy. All right, go ahead. I would love to hear your answer before we get on too far.
It was The Predator. It is
Nah.
it is the only movie I have ever in my life walked out of.
It was pretty bad.
I didn't see it, so
I'm looking at the comments here, and Stampede 21589, you were disqualified because The Happening came out in 2008. That was 10 years ago.
Now listen. To be fair, the question said, "What is the worst movie you've seen in the last 5 years?" So maybe they saw that movie recently, which is exactly what they did. And by the way, wait, hold, that's Sam Matoro.
Okay, wait. No. Now you're disqualified for a completely different reason. Because if 5 years after this shitty movie was released, you decided to watch it, that is on you.
Okay, do me a favor.
And you deserve it.
Do me a favor.
You deserve it, Stampede.
Wait, stop. That's Sam Matoro. You can call him Sam.
No, we're gonna call him Stampede.
I'm going to call him Stampede.
All right, fine.
His mama called him Stampede. I'm calling him
Stampede.
Stampede.
But that's exactly what I said.
What is wrong with you,
I
Stampede?
said that movie came out in like 2006.
21589. What does he think he is? Jean Valjean? What is this?
I'm pretty sure that's his birthday. February 15th, 89. That looks like a
give
birthday.
shit, Brian. It's not funny when you point it out logically. I'm just saying, when you assign yourself a number, you might as well think you're a French prisoner.
No, that's true.
Yeah,
Maybe you're in like in the Hunger
listen,
Games.
Brian,
He only
read
stole a
Olivia.
mouthful of bread, CJ.
Wait, I'm not. You don't have to lecture me on Les Mis. Brian, it's funny you said that because I brought up the exact same point on our Instagram. I said, "Did that movie come out in 2008? How did word not get to you that it was that bad?" And he said, "Listen, that was the last thing I could think of. The last 5 years, probably the Fantastic Four remake. Pure garbage."
Yes.
All right, Josh Trank's Fantastic Four was a turd. We know that.
It was awful. Awful. I'm also going to disqualify Clouds Collide because he has terrible taste and likes shit like the Tree of Life.
Fucking Chris Pandolfo. I don't understand who hurt you. I don't know who hurt you, but there's nothing wrong with Chris Pratt's Jurassic World. There's nothing wrong with it, Chris Pandolfo. Not okay. Here's what I need you to do: go into a corner and whisper metal at your feet for at least a half hour.
And then Blaze, absolute Blaze, said The Meg, terrible plot, terrible acting, subpar B movie, should have went straight to
fun.
DVD.
I thought it was fun.
And then I
had a good time.
Skyscraper was worse than The Meg.
I will agree with you on that one. To which
Skyscraper was not as good as The Meg.
And then I reminded Blaze, you'll probably love our Meg episode on Patreon, so go ahead and check that out.
Yeah, you got to check.
And then I ended it #JSK.
JSK.
So thank you to Chris, to
CJ,
Sam.
you're not in the JSK. You
I'm
can't #JSK.
I'm a lot of the T-Con did. I did not. T-Con did.
Yeah.
Look,
Okay,
He
well,
jumped
being
in,
as
he-
2/3 of T-Con are in JSK,
I represented
will allow.
both
He
of
just
you.
jumped onto what's trending, Brian. That's all.
Right. So thank you to
Poser.
thank you to Chris, thank you to Sam, and thank you to Blaze for answering the question on Instagram. But I would love to turn to our wonderful patrons, executive producer Brian Roman. I almost said
You
that
almost
one
said
there.
my name.
I almost
That's
said-
funny.
You didn't do it right again.
Brian Roman.
Mm-mm. Nope.
Am I saying it wrong? Is that what's going on?
It's all wrong.
Uh,
Continue.
Brian Roman. Really simply.
well, then, Josh, you read Brian Roman's comment here on the Patreon. A dramatic reading by Joshua Burns.
Brian Roman says the entirety of the DCEU. How did it manage to suck so hard? I've always come back to, well, they rushed the whole thing. But did they? Think about it. You had Man of Steel, BVS, Wonder Woman, then Justice League. I'm not even going to count Suicide Squad for universe building. Clocking in at 9 hours, 15 minutes. The MCU had Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, then Avengers. Realistically, Hulk and Iron Man 2 are completely negligible, with a total runtime of 8 hours, 28 minutes. How did the DCEU have a longer runtime but manage to do less with it? The MCU Phase 1 movies aren't a gold standard. You go back and rewatch them, they've got their faults. And that's what I finally realized. After watching them the first time, I left those movies happy and fulfilled and ready for more. I didn't feel that way seeing the DCEU movies, and that's just the worst part about them.
A dramatic reading by Joshua Burns.
Brian Roman, I have thoughts. First off, the question was what movie, Brian? You just listed 4 movies.
You just blasted a whole universe.
You just blasted several movies and people who worked very hard. And again,
BRB.
Warner Brothers, call me. I don't think, I mean, where I agree with your statement, I don't agree with the statement that Iron Man 2 and Incredible Hulk are negligible because they're not. Beginning of Avengers, they make it very
Hulk is,
clear that
not
the
Iron
reason
Man
that... Huh?
Hulk is, not Iron Man 2.
No, Hulk's not, because they make several references in Avengers to how Hulk broke Harlem. And that's why he's on the run. And that's why he's in Africa, or I think Africa, when Black Widow goes to pick him up.
And he was in India.
India. Thank you. It ended with an So I don't think it's completely negligible. Iron Man 2 most certainly is not completely negligible. That's where you get your introduction to Black Widow. That's where you get
For sure, yeah.
you know, just the state of mind that Iron Man is in going into Avengers. So I don't think those are completely negligible. But here's the other thing I want to say. Kudos to you, Brian Roman, because I have to believe you ran to your DVD shelf, looked at the run times of all these movies, broke out your calculator on your iPhone. I'm assuming you have an iPhone because you're a very smart individual, and you added up all those run times. So kudos to you.
I'm
But the
praying
MC
I'm praying he's not an Android user. And also, Iron Man 2 was sort of Tony reaching his peak. It was a very, very, very important movie in terms of his psyche.
Yeah.
I think that's what's discredited. I understand people don't like Iron Man 2. It's fine. It was hokey. Whiplash was kind of shit. But from a character perspective, that was a great movie for Tony Stark.
Agreed.
So I get what you're saying. More with less. I understand it. I don't agree with all that you're saying because I'm not opposed to the DC universe there. Those movies, I like most of them. So I'm just meh.
Now, my next question for Brian Roman is this. When you added these runtimes together, were you doing the director's cut of BVS or the theatrical cut? Because there's a whole other 45 minutes.
The only one that's worth watching.
So if that's the case, if you actually did the theatrical cut, you need to add 45 minutes to that. And then
which I think makes his argument stronger. If you add an extra 45 minutes and you still can't do anything with it, like
no one is discounting his argument.
Oh, good, because it sounded like you were. So I'm glad you're
90% of the DCEU movies were terrible. But listen, if you view Man of Steel as a standalone movie, I actually enjoy Man of Steel. I think Man of Steel is a good movie. I don't care what CJ says with his shaking head. He's dumb. My opinion, Man of Steel is a good movie. BVS theatrical version was garbage. BVS director's cut was good.
Man of Steel,
not great, but good.
Man of Steel, great.
Wonder Woman was great. I loved Wonder Woman.
It was a movie.
If we're not going to count Suicide Squad, that's okay. I'll count it.
Suicide Squad, liked it.
Okay to discount it. Terrible garbage fire of a movie.
To his argument, it does nothing to build the universe, so I agree with him there. All right. Justice League, hot trash.
Hot garbage.
Getcha. Trash on fire. So if I were to answer this question, I might say Justice League, now that I'm thinking about it.
Here you go.
What year did The Last Airbender came out? That's more than 5 years ago.
God, I don't know.
More than 5 years ago. If happened in 2008, Last Airbender was like 2010.
So probably right now.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for everyone who answered our question of the week. So there's just a few things that I need from you, listener. Yeah, you, right now. I need you to go ahead and I need you to share this episode with your friends because sharing is the ultimate internet currency, and we thank you for your donation. I also want to encourage you to go to patreon.com/thatkindofnerd because we are recording our episode for Peppermint and we'll be releasing it today on Monday. That's right. It should be right in that feed for our patrons. So go to patreon.com/thatkindofnerd. Get an exclusive episode where we talk about the movie Peppermint. I want to thank you so much for making us your walk around your neighborhood or your drive to work, and we will see you next week.
If you love comics and sci-fi and technology, television, video games, and fantasy, well, take a listen to our show. I'm sure you'll see there's many points where we can agree. Like that Martha as the plot point was just too absurd, and Apple versus Android is a case to be heard, and that Doctor Strange 2 Fantastic Four was a turd. Well, welcome to the club because you are that kind of nerd.
Well, here we go. And I want to thank you for making us your jog through the yard.
Like a prison yard?
I didn't say that. But maybe.
Well, who calls it a yard? Like where else other than a prison is it called a
someone's
yard?
outside in their yard, just running around in the backyard.
You have
wait,
a backyard.
Is our
you
listener,
have a backyard.
Is our listener a dog? That they're running around in the backyard?
I don't try to make any assumptions, CJ. I'm just being inclusive over here.
Fido, you're a good boy. You're a good boy, Fido. 5-star review on iTunes.
Don't eat that. Don't eat that.
5-star review on iTunes. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Oh, who slurps? Who slurps their seltzer?
You're fucking gross.
No one slurps a seltzer.
This is my last cranberry lime. Next week, surprise, spoiler alerts, it will be lime, just regular lime.
Limes!
There's a little spritz of lime. Not club soda. That's disgusting, by the way. I finally had club soda for the first time. Oh, oy vey, it was awful.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. I'm tired. I'm drinking. Whatever. I saw 3 movies in the past, 6 days. I saw The Predator, I saw Simple Favor, and I saw Peppermint.
Simple Favor, so good.
So good. It's a good movie.
Surprisingly.
Let me wish-washy about it, and now it's really
Let
good.
me take this moment to not formally apologize or retract anything, but to say this.
Josh was right.
I hate Paul Feig.
Right. Yes, you do.
For the most part. This is by far his best movie, and I think he needs to do more movies like this.
Yeah.
Because A Simple Favor was fantastic. And that's all I'm going to say about it.
And
Josh was right.
To be fair to Brian, he did not say that the movie looked bad or that he was...
Yeah, I just said I hated the director.
Said you're not a fan of the director, and you were like wishy-washy on the actual film. But you didn't smear
Right, but
its
we
name
just
or anything.
we chalked that up to Melissa McCarthy hate, and we moved
Yes.
on with our lives.
But
We
he
did.
did not. But you Brian still stayed on.
I still don't like Paul Feig.
It's okay. You don't have to like Paul Feig
Because he
Paul Feig
married
doesn't like
Melissa
you.
McCarthy.
I'm trying to get the next segment ready for us. It's the question of the week. Yeah, but there was another. I was under the assumption there would be a bunch of.
I gotta tell you guys, I'm gonna throw my fucking headphones. If you keep whispering.
Right, Josh does have that affliction.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
I don't know. You are the guy who thought he put a horse on a coffin. I'm just gonna.
I didn't think that. I'm putting that horse in a coffin. It's fucking happening.